One of the biggest challenges my clients have is struggling to get in enough protein. Comment down below if this is you. I am going to talk all about protein, why you should care about it, and at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you easy ways to get in 150 grams of protein for the day. Now let's talk about some of the facts or fiction when it comes to protein intake. The number one thing that I hear, and I still hear it when I go to doctors' offices to this day, is being concerned with your kidney health, that too much protein equates to poor kidney function. Now, I am talking to the general healthy population. This myth was debunked years ago. High protein diets do not directly correlate with poor kidney function. The next myth is that we can only absorb 25 grams of protein in a meal or in one sitting. This was something I believed to be true for a long time myself as well, and I'm so glad to report to you that research has proven otherwise. That is not true. That is definitely a myth. Our bodies can handle beyond 25 grams of protein in a sitting. We will utilize it for all those protein functions. This can be super helpful when it comes to meal planning, so make sure you stay to the end of the video because I am going to share with you how to go about easily getting in 150 grams of protein in a day, and this one comes in handy. Also, I will leave the links for y'all down in the description box if you want to check out some of the research articles that I am citing here. In terms of facts that we know from research, number one, studies have shown that individuals that have switched from either high carb or high fat over to a high protein diet have been able to gain muscle without exercise. Protein alone will help us with building muscle. Fact number two, and this goes back to structure of our body, higher protein diets are going to help us with the integrity of our ligaments and tendons. So for any of you who are working out, you should definitely care about this because in effort to perform your best and to do so over time, you want to keep every part of your body healthy, not just the muscles, the joints, the tendons, the ligaments. And the last fact, a high protein diet will make you feel more full and more satisfied with the meals that you're eating. The beauty of that is if you're full, you're satisfied, it's going to make it that much easier for you to make sound dietary choices throughout the day and just stay within your caloric limits, whatever those may be for your personal goals. So now you may be wondering, why do I want to eat 150 grams of protein? And let me just mention real quick, for purpose of the video, I chose 150 grams of protein as a reference point. This may be different for each and every one of you because age, weight, gender, activity, all of that goes into the equation. However, why you want to eat enough protein or a high protein diet in general, there are so many benefits. So to fly through some of those real quick, you are going to assist with building and repairing your body's cells. Not only that, but the structure and integrity of our body relies solely on protein. So things like hair, skin, nails, our bones, our ligaments, our joints, all of that is made up of protein or amino acids. Protein is also going to assist with the oxygenation that occurs within your body. So those red blood cells that flow through your body, when we have enough protein, that's going to help your body to be able to deliver the right amount of oxygen to properly absorb the nutrients that you're consuming. And along with nutrients and being able to properly use them, protein also helps with our digestion because interestingly enough, about 50% of the protein that we consume is used to produce enzymes within the body that help with the digestion process. Protein plays a huge role in hormone regulation, which is a topic that we are hearing more about. I am so thankful for that. So whether you're a man or a woman, hormones matter, especially those of you that are maybe stumbling on your weight loss journey. If you're not getting in enough protein, that could be impacting your hormones and making it even harder for you to lose weight. Last but certainly not least, protein assists us with weight loss, with curbing cravings, with faster recovery for those of us who are in and out of the gym. It helps us maintain our muscle and can also help us grow muscle. successful. So thinking about this 150 grams of protein scenario, it's actually not that far off from what I aim to eat every single day. I want you to think about what some non-negotiables are for you. This will make it easier. That way you're not struggling on a day-to-day basis. Really think about your non-negotiable to hit your protein goals. For me, something I changed this past year, which helped me to achieve the physique that I have now, is making sure that I was being purposeful with the sources of protein that I consume. So we have to understand that different proteins are going to provide a different nutritional or biological value. I'll refer to these as high quality protein sources because they are not all created equal. With that in mind, one of my non-negotiables was aiming to have 3 animal protein sources per day. Obviously, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can't do this the same, I get you. But if you're not, that is something that I personally set out to do on a daily basis. It was a little bit challenging for me at first in order to do that, and it required some planning, but it made all the difference, not only in my physique, but also my energy levels throughout the day and my meal satisfaction. That ends up being 75 grams of protein out of that 150 grams of protein for the day, just whopped out right there, having 3 meat meals. Or sometimes the way I do it, if the day gets a little busy, is I make my portions a little bigger and I have 2 meat meals with 6 ounces of protein in them. There's no way around having to put in effort here when it comes to be successful with your nutritional goals. There just isn't. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. You have to put in some effort. And for some of you, if this is a huge change in your life, it's gonna require you to change some things about how you do business on a day-to-day basis. For me, it's always been so easy, and now that I've done this for so long, we don't even think twice about it. What I do is pick out a couple proteins that I want for the week. I like to have a variety, but I basically have the same staples that I know I enjoy. I know digestion-wise go over well with me, and they don't give me the ick. So I usually cycle through some of the staple proteins that I enjoy, things like ground beef, ground turkey, sometimes chicken and salmon. Those are the biggies that we get. Cook those all up in bulk typically and have them ready to go in the fridge. So I enjoy doing this method because we keep it plain. We don't add any seasoning to it because then that allows you each and every time you go to the fridge, you've already got protein ready to go. It's not smothered in a sauce. So you have that versatility to be able to flavor it meal by meal and kind of switch it up so you don't get sick and tired of it. I feel like a lot of people think they have to meal plan their entire week or their entire day. And you don't necessarily have to do that in effort to be successful. If you are someone that enjoys having full meals planned out, great. Do that method too. I just know it's worked well for me to not commit to fully planned out meals because I do like to switch things around on the day-to-day. So for instance, I will get home from the grocery store, I will pop that 1 pound of ground turkey on the stove and the beef, cook it up, keep it plain, like I said, weigh it out, throw it in the fridge, and then I know I've got 8 servings of protein right there. Minimal prep time, and then I have multiple condiments because I love my condiments. So I have the ability to flex my meals all week long. Or if I do want to make a full meal and I want to make a batch of chili or a casserole, that's fine. I've already got my meat cooked. One thing I don't have to do when it comes to preparing a recipe. So I highly suggest implementing this because it's just going to make your life easier. And if for some reason you don't consume all that meat, you can throw it in the freezer too, and then you've got your oh shit meals ready to go in the freezer. Figure out what you like best for protein, trial and error a week of picking out a few proteins and see how it goes. Invest in a slow cooker. It's not that much money. Yes, it takes longer to cook, but for many of us, if you get up first thing in the morning or at night before you go to bed, that's when I like to do it, and just overnight it, or during the day, then you get home from work and you have a whole thing of slow cooked chicken. You can keep it like that. You can shred it up. You can put it in the fridge plain. No excuses. It makes it so easy. Now, even if you like the same meat and you're like, I don't need a variety, that sounds like too much work. Understood. I love ground turkey. I almost never get sick of ground turkey. So sometimes I will just eat ground turkey for all 3 meals, but I'll switch up how I spice them or how I season them. So for instance, one meal I might use my G. Hughes sweet chili sauce. Shout out G Hughes, still waiting on that PR package you never sent me. Or I might just do like some salt and garlic, maybe add some tomatoes to it, like roast up some tomatoes. You can really add a ton of flavor when it comes to herbs and other vegetables. And then maybe for my third meal, I might just add a little barbecue sauce to it. You never know. So the world's your oyster. Find ways to get creative with the protein so you're not just sitting there being like, yeah, I can't eat plain grilled chicken 3 times a day. No one told you had to. So spend a little time to figure out what you like and how you like to dress it up and have fun with it. The more you have fun with it, the more it's easier to implement. So that's really my high quality protein sources that I prioritize. And I prioritize those again because I get the most meal satisfaction out of them and fullness. And I really find it curbs my hunger. And I do want to mention, oftentimes, if you've watched some of my full days of eating or follow me on Instagram, you'll notice I eat meat for breakfast. Yes, it might sound weird, but I will do meat and veggies for breakfast because it really starts my day off well and very satisfied with what I eat. So now that I've knocked out 75 grams of protein from my high quality animal sources, ensuring that I get those 9 essential amino acids that are so critical to all my body's functions, now I've got an additional 50 to 75 grams of protein to play around with. The number one thing I love to do is to start my day with my protein cold brew. And this has been a game changer for me. This is something I've done religiously over the past 3 years. I'm a coffee drinker, so it works very easily for me. Protein coffee obviously needs to be tracked if you're someone tracking macros, because not only does it add protein to your diet, but it adds calories. And there is a fullness factor that comes along with it. So it's just a win-win for me to also start my day with that. My coffee and my 3 meat meals puts me up to 100 grams of protein for the day. The next staple for me that I usually add into my diet is I'll alternate between cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. Right now I've been on a Greek yogurt kick, so I usually do 4 to 6 ounces of Greek yogurt, which the brand that I get right now, it's the Dannon Oikos Greek yogurt. It's 15 grams of protein in 1 little cup of yogurt. So I will add that onto my day, and that puts me up to 115 grams of protein. From there, usually I end up treating myself to usually one or the other with a protein snack. I try not to do more than one of these. I'll either choose to do a Barbell's protein bar. Those I always have on hand. Reason being that those do give me 20 grams of protein, which puts me up to 135 grams of protein for the day. But in addition to that, I am someone that just is a sweets lover. Those protein bars to me just taste the best compared to anything else I've tasted before. I find them very satisfying, and they do curb my sweet tooth if I am lingering around Aunt Flo that time of the month. And to end the night out, I always have my favorite Ninja Creamy. This was a slow burn on me from when I first purchased the Ninja Creamy machine, which I do highly recommend if you like ice cream, especially if you are someone that likes a little sweet. My Ghost Chips Ahoy is hands down my favorite Ninja Creamy. This is something I started during the Driven series when I was in a cutting phase, and I haven't given it up. I really found that by implementing what my final meal was of the day, like what that last meal or nightcap kind of looks like, there was this behavior within me that switched, where I just started associating that's the last meal of the day and it's bedtime now, meaning all these other great habits came into place, right? I get off my phone, I wind down for the night, I do my skincare, and we are done eating so that I have enough time to digest and go to bed and get that good rest that we also need to recover. I always factor that Ninja Creamy in, and even if it takes me slightly over 150 grams of protein for the day, I have had no negative effects from it. Additionally, I've had so many positives from having that final meal be set in stone. It's not like it's a rule, you guys. It just happened on its own naturally that I started associating that as my final meal to kind of shut it down for the night. Similarly to brushing your teeth at night, right? Once you brush your teeth at night, you're likely not gonna eat after that. You've shut it down. It's like signaling everything, we're done for the night. So if you are someone that maybe struggles with the nighttime snackies or munchies, I do suggest like finding a meal that you look forward to and place that as your last meal. Have it be high in protein so it's nice and satisfying, and it will make a world of a difference. That's really came in key for me, and that's been something that I have just continued even out of my cutting phase. I always look forward to that at nighttime. That's just one simple outline for you to utilize as a blueprint. You don't have to eat exactly like me. You don't have to implement these strategies the same way I do, but these have been really simple, really easy to implement techniques that I have used over the past year that have taken me to my best physique yet at 41 years old, and hasn't been hard to do. And I think that many of us need that because we are so overworked and we're busy, and it's hard to carve out that time to do what's right for you in your own body. I hope this video at least gave you some tips and strategies to get your protein in and to think about your protein in a different way when it comes to your daily diet. If you do enjoy these educational type videos, make sure you do like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.